Hello friends, polycystic ovarian syndrome is a very common disease, and today we'll be discussing what are the common symptoms and how do you diagnose this disease. So as we have discussed in other talks, PCOS and PCOD are commonly used as synonyms. PCOD is finding cystic features in the ovary, that is you find multiple small cysts in the ovary on ultrasound, that is called PCOD. And PCOS is a kind of symptoms when you have multiple symptoms such as weight, excessive weight gain, hirsutism and irregular periods. So a combination of symptoms together is known as PCOS or polycystic ovarian syndrome. So why does it happen? That is a question which we commonly get from patients who have newly been diagnosed. There's no 100% reason that this particular reason is the cause of PCOS, but some of the common ones are basically it is a lifestyle disorder. It is not a disease, we call it a lifestyle disorder. And there's an imbalance in the hormone levels. So the hormones, there's a very fine balance in the hormones secreted by the ovary and many of your other glands. The hormones commonly affected are estrogens, which become high, that's called a stage of hyperestrogenemia. And the testosterone, which is a male hormone, may also be slightly increased. Then there may be raised thyroid hormone levels and prolactin levels, and your sugar levels may also be deranged. So these are some of the hormonal or metabolic disorders which may happen with PCOS and which are also a cause of PCOS. Other things can be genetic. Often we find it running in sisters, in mother and their daughters, and lifestyle, which has gradually becoming sedentary with every passing generation. So that can also contribute to why we are seeing so many cases in our OPD. How do I know if I have PCOS? For that, the common symptoms which would first make you think that you have PCOS are irregularity in menses. This is the commonest symptom. Irregularity mostly is in the form of delayed menses, scanty menses. Your periods which were coming 28 days every month, now they start becoming every 35 days, then 45 days, and sometimes months may pass till a woman bleeds again. And the flow, which used to be 5 to 6 days previously, gradually becomes 3 days, 2 days, and then it is so small that you just hardly need to use a pad. So this is scanty flow, what we say. So any changes in your menstrual pattern, particularly going towards lighter side, should ring an alarming bell in your mind that maybe I'm going for PCOS. Second common symptom we find is weight gain. You're doing normal activities but still you're putting on weight. And thirdly, hirsutism. That is, hirsutism means excessive hair growth, which is most commonly seen on your face and the chin portion, or it can appear in other body parts as well. And it can be really gradually getting so bad that there are women who need to actually get them removed from the parlors or have to shave themselves. Another common symptom is acne, pimples, what we say, acne on the face, on the back. There can be changes in form of pigmentation. Some black pigments may appear on the forehead, on the cheek, on the back again. And last but not the least, when women are trying to conceive and they don't get pregnant and come to the doctor, we find PCOS. So infertility can also be a symptom or a sign. There are few blood tests which can be used for your diagnosis. Most of them are hormonal tests such as your FSH, LH, testosterone and thyroid and prolactin. These are common tests. Along with that, your sugars will also be tested because you have a high tendency to develop diabetes. Many of these patients have a family history of diabetes, thyroid, so these tests have to be done in all these patients. PCOS is serious. Can it lead to cancer, death? PCOS per se is not a life-threatening disease, but the outcome of PCOS can affect your life in certain ways. Irregular periods is a cause of worry right from young girls to women of any age. Now, how is PCOS treated? PCOS basically is a lifestyle disorder. It is not a disease where you go to the doctor and she writes a medicine and within 5 days or 1 month you get cured. It is your effort and doctor's medicines working together for a long time which can give you relief from PCOS. The treatment will depend upon what is your main concern. If you are a young girl with excessive hair growth and acne and obesity, then doctor will focus on that along with preventive measures to prevent complications later on. If you are an infertile woman, the treatment will be based on making you ovulate, let your egg forms and getting you pregnant. but a counseling session is required with your doctor for the long-term effects of PCOS. Can PCOS be treated permanently? The only way to treat it permanently is changing your lifestyle. Whatever modality of treatment you need, in mild PCOS sometimes no active treatment is required, just a changing lifestyle can help you in curing the disorder. And even if in later stage, if you need some treatment, even the drugs become more effective when the woman is also following a healthy lifestyle. What is a healthy lifestyle? Taking care of your diet. It doesn't mean dieting or remaining hungry. It means diet modification as per your doctor's guidance, as well as daily exercises. Brisk walk. The exercise should be brisk, making you sweat. There's another link, and you can watch a video which is completely on diet and exercise regime for patients of PCOS. So that is the only way where you can get a permanent cure from the disease. You may be off medicines also slowly, because, and many women will observe, once they are obese, they find it difficult to get pregnant, their periods are scanty and very regular, and as they lose weight, 2 kgs, 3 kgs, the periods naturally start becoming regular, and regular menses to quite an extent suggest that egg is also forming and they get pregnant on their own. So treatment will be charted depending on your main symptoms. But even if you get cured, or if you are infertile, you've achieved a pregnancy, remember that as you age in your 40s or so, you are a high risk candidate for developing heart disease, diabetes, blood pressure and high cholesterol levels. So your lifestyle is permanently has to change. And this is true for every adult who wants to be healthy, particularly so in PCOS patients. PCOS in pregnancy, PCOS and infertility, they are vast topics in themselves. So there's another link for them, how to get pregnant, what are the risks involved when a PCOS patient gets pregnant. So they cannot be covered in this small topic, which I thought of sharing to give you a general idea about how to approach PCOS and how to recognize and what small simple measures you can take to get cured from this disease. A few tips to remember. Weight loss, both by diet modification and exercise. Don't aim at losing a large amount of weight in a short time, because then you will give up suddenly. Small constant exercise, daily following a fixed regime of your diet, a healthy diet regime, that will help you in a long way, and you will be able to constantly lose small amount of weight. Even if it is few grams per week, it is okay. If you lose 5% of body weight, that will have tremendous positive effect on your disease. That is, the drugs become more effective and your metabolism starts improving, even if you lose 5% of your existing weight. Involve your partner, involve your parents if you are or your friend in your daily exercise regime. Just like we brush our teeth and we go to bed every day, similarly exercise should be a part of your regime, come what may. That is the bottom line or mantra of treating PCOS in a long term, or getting a permanent relief from this disease.